What's up everyone? So I'm back home in Ireland after a few very busy weeks on the road. We had 6 events in a row and this is my first time back home here for 5 days before we go to Gatville in Sweden next weekend, and then we go straight from Sweden to New Jersey for Formula Drift Round 4. So nice to get back, catch up on a few things back in the workshop. Definitely a lot to catch up on. The guys, Michael and Mikey, have been extremely busy while I've been away. So we made a big plan before I left, laid out quite a bit of work for the guys to do while I've been away driving at different events. So give a quick walk around the place. The place is quite dirty at the moment. A bit of a mess because we're after stripping 2 more cars to get ready for paint and to be refreshed. Here's the Falcon S14.9 sitting under Worthouse 15. This car is ready to go for whatever comes next, but we're using the Eurofighter at the next round of Drift Masters. We're skipping Drift Masters this weekend in Sweden because we're doing Gatville instead, just for a change. We can't make all the rounds of Drift Masters this year as there's a couple of clashes with Formula Drift and things like that. So anyway, let's show you what we have here. A car that a lot of people have been asking me about for quite a while because we haven't seen it on the channel in a long time. I haven't driven it in a long time, and there's a couple of reasons why, which we can talk about now, but this is still one of my favorite cars, built back in off-season of 2008 for the 2009 Pro Drift Championship, so that's going back a long time. Here we have the FD RX7. Right now it's getting all patched up. Mikey's been working on the body kit, just tidying things back up again. This car, you can see how wide it is on the rear compared to the standard arches. Like, we have a huge, I think it's a 60 or 70 mil spacer in here. It's big, but yeah, we built this car back in 2009. It went through a different couple of variations. It was purple Nexon colours first, and then we swapped it to a red colour for full stop auto livery before going to Falcon tyres back in 2013. So this was my first ever teal and blue car. We have some huge plans for it, something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. So under the bonnet there's some changes made. So before, we used to have the firewall cut out of this car to fit in the SR20, and we put back in the original firewall because I guess that means no SR20 anymore. Long story short, I sold the SR20, the 2.4 engine, which I absolutely loved. And it was an amazing engine, making 600 horsepower, full Mazworks, V head and things like that. Loved driving that car, sounded amazing with that setup in there. And there's only one reason I sold it, because I've had a dream for many years to have a proper rotary in this car, and that's the way it's going. So I'm gonna say no more about it right now. I think we'll keep it a little bit of a secret exactly what setup we're putting in there, but it's all gonna be happening really quick over the next few weeks, so you guys won't have to wait that long to see our plans. So changes under the bonnet, we've took away the normal standard sheet metal that was on the front panel. That was quite flimsy and weak, so Harney's, we sent the car down to Harney's last week and they quickly fabbed up this while I was in the States. That's a sweet job, really tidies everything up. Has an easy little bumper bar here as well under the front, and firewalls back in. We're going to be putting the standard front cross member back in. We got fresh wise fab for the front. Other than that, engine transplant, few changes to the outside. We got some amazing wheels being made for this car right now. I cannot wait to share with you the new look of the car. I think it's going to be pretty wild and pretty sick. This is definitely going to be the craziest version of the RX7 to date, and I'm super excited about it. Something I've been dreaming about with many years, but we'll get into that in a later video. So also Becky's car is very much stripped. We'll go over to Mikey's in a minute, have a look at the car and see what changes have been made. So speaking of the RX7, let's go look back at a few of the different variations. So firstly, we'll go back to when we first launched the car back in 2009 in purple Nexon tyre livery. It had an SR20 in there, which we built, my brothers and myself, and we built over a matter of weeks because my previous S14 was still stuck in the US after we competed in the 2008 Red Bull World Championships. So it's going back a long time. We didn't have much time to build a new car. That RX7 was sitting at my house as a 2-rotor turbo with an engine issue, so the chassis was sitting there. I did a deal with my brother who helped me out a lot with getting my hands on that car, and also helped me to build it in a few short months. It actually wasn't easy to get the SR20 to fit in there. We thought it would be because there's quite a bit of space under the bonnet, but we had to modify the cross member, move the steering rack forward, which changed the Ackerman. We had to modify the hubs, cut the firewall, so a lot of changes to get it to work. But we learned a lot building that car, and learned a lot about developing a new car and figuring out, you know, what changes to make to get a car feeling normal. So that was quite an interesting journey back in the day. Then it went from purple to the full stop auto livery, which was really cool. I got the design made up with the idea of kind of a HKS style livery. So that was a shop in Cork that supported me. I actually worked there as well back in the 2012 season, and that was my last ever full-time normal job before I went full-time drifting in 2013. So we were chasing the dream hard. For 2013, Falcon came on board. They were supporting me already with tyres 2012, and in 2013 they came on board fully to get the car in teal and blue and support us competing in the Irish Drift Championship, which we won that year. It was a brilliant year. It was one of our first times going to the Nürburgring for the 24-hour race, and got to do some really cool shows across Europe, Bodensee and in Switzerland, and yeah, it was an awesome year. Yeah, and that was pretty much it with the car. It went through a few different variations of SR20s over the years, and finally ending up with the wildest setup with the 2.4 Mazworks engine with all the ECU master stuff. Back in 2020 was the last time I drove that car. So this year, 2023, it's coming back, it's getting refreshed, some big changes. It's going to sound absolutely insane. I can't wait to take you all on for the ride with this one. I'm super excited. It's going to be just built around having fun, making noise and putting on a show. It's not going to be built as a top level serious competition car. It's more about the show and having fun. So it's going to look sick, sound sick, and I can't wait to drive it. Okay, so we're back from America, from, where were we? What was the last round? New Jersey. I'm back 2 days, I've forgotten already. And the lads have been busy at the RX7, so making some nice progress. Another hint on the engine, it's going dry sumped. Dry sump tank will be at this side, so they have the firewall pretty much made here on the inside, just sweet job. A little bit of tidying up. We used to have a side exit exhaust with DSR, so that came out here, so we tidied all that up. All the front crash frame is on. Big front radiator going in, so this is the last bit of fabrication to do before Mikey works his magic. Excited?
Oh, with the paintbrush again.
Oh, with the paintbrush. And yeah, the lads have been very busy. So there has been a package that arrived that may be for that. We're going to open that very soon. To finish up this anyway, basically you might be able to see something different going on the back as well. There's going to be quite a few changes with this car. It's going to be the wildest it's ever been by a long shot. I'm super excited, so can't wait to show you this, can't wait to see this. I'm going to be opening it in a couple of minutes, and that's going to be the start of next week's video. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Becky's car is also coming on, a lot of progress with that. Totally new look coming, which she'll be updating you on all of the plans and upgrades for this car, but new wrap, new engine setup, a lot of changes on the inside, and I'll let her update you all on that. But busy times, but making great progress.